Thank you for volunteering to do engagement with us. In this video, we'll cover how we engage with folks experiencing homelessness. Now, we're going to show you all the steps in our engagement, but on your first time out, we won't expect you to do all of these steps. Engagements can be overwhelming, but they're crucial, and many of our volunteers find it extremely rewarding to be a part of. Now, we want to show you our entire process, but on your first and maybe even your second time out, you may just want to observe.
Prior to engagement, a short meeting is held where the discussion is about the plan for the day, as well as homelessness news and the state of SELA.
The engagement supervisor will lead this meeting and then will break the volunteers into various route teams. Each of those teams will have a SELA leader who will be in contact with the engagement supervisor. If it's your first time doing engagement, you will need to attend a training session 30 minutes before we depart.
Some other items to be aware of before engagement are:
Please dress comfortably and properly for the weather, and be sure to wear closed-toed shoes. And please bring your own water bottle and sunscreen, because you'll most likely be spending a few hours out in the hot LA sun.
Please share your phone number with your team leader in case your team gets separated for any reason. Please also bring a notepad and pen in case you need to take notes. Each engagement lead has their own approach, but it'll go something like this.
Before you approach any individual or an encampment, take a look around to see if there's any hazards or dangers, like are there dogs? Would you have to stand in the street in order to be able to talk to someone? And once you've figured out and taken steps to be safe, then you can approach.
If there's anything that makes you feel uncomfortable at any time, please quietly let your team leader know and step away without drawing too much attention to yourself. If you're new to engagement, stay with your team lead and follow their instructions.
stand about 5 feet away from the individual enclosure and encampment and send out a friendly greeting, stating your name and the names of the other people and why you are there.
For a new contact, you might say, "Good morning, it's Mike. I'm here with my friends Mike and Kathy. We're with SELA, a neighborhood coalition. Would you like a bottle of water or something else that you might have with you?" And if it's somebody that you or another one of your team members already knows, you might say, "Hey Gary, how's it going this morning? Good to see you. Could I offer you an orange?" or whatever you've got with you.
If individuals are open and inviting, continue the conversation. Ask open-ended questions like, "How are you doing today?" Or, if you already know them, follow-up questions like, "So, have any of the providers come and talk to you lately?"
Look around and ask questions based on what you see. If you see a posted cleanup notice, you might want to ask, "Do you know where you plan to move to?" Try to keep the conversation going and keep in mind those principles of active listening and trauma-informed care.
Get to know the individual. Once you have a relationship, ask them about themselves, what their likes are, their history, and maybe their goals. Talk to them like they're a neighbor, not a homeless person.
Once the relationship grows, and if they're open to planning, you might ask them about their goals. Goals like getting a new copy of their birth certificate or having their criminal record expunged. Homeless services agencies can help them with these goals, and you can encourage them to keep working hard towards these goals.
Let the individual lead the way. You may not agree with their plans, but please do not judge them.
Don't push, and try not to express disappointment if they aren't working as hard as you think that they should be, or if they're moving backwards.
Ask every person that you engage with if they're working with an agency or an organization. And if yes, ask them how SELA can help further that relationship.
If they are not working with anyone, ask them if we can send out an outreach worker to talk to them.
If they say yes, please try to gather as much information as they're willing to give. We understand some people aren't going to be willing to answer all of these questions. Get their name, their nickname, phone number, date of birth, where they stay during a typical weekday, and what sort of services they need.
Try to find out if they're a veteran, and if yes, their discharge status.
Do they have a chronic medical condition or health condition? Make sure to tell them that you're not interested in the condition and they do not have to talk to you about it. But do make a note. If they do, Then ask them if they're working with a county hospital.
Please read their body language. If they seem uncomfortable, stop asking questions. Let them know that you can pick up this conversation another time.
Let them know that we'll be asking our service provider friends to come out and see them.
Make them aware of any future service events such as Saturday suppers, Wednesday dinners, the third and fourth Wednesday, Atwater potlucks, the third Sunday, and the source events at the Edendale Library.
If you come across a family with a child under the age of 18,
Let them know they can call 211 or go to www.211la.org. Have them identify themselves as a homeless family.
In your engagement notes, include that you encountered a family and include their location and a description of the family.
Make notes on each person you spoke to. Make notes about the location and how many tents and makeshift shelters there are and individuals that were there at that time.
If it was decided in the engagement meeting that everyone would return to the dispatch area, then return to that area. But if it was decided that there would be no post-engagement meeting, then please text your engagement supervisor to let them know that your team is finished.
discuss with your group who will be submitting the LA Hop and who will be writing up engagement notes.
Please remember to send in your LA Hop before the end of the day.
All engagement volunteers must be over the age of 18 and have watched this video. If you have any questions, please email us at selanhc@gmail.com. Thank you so much for volunteering with us.